How's it going, gang? And welcome to the Ultimate Guide. In this brand new series on the channel, I'll be taking a deep dive and analyzing a character's strengths, weaknesses, setups, everything, in order to help you, yes you, use your characters to their fullest potential. And so the very first character for this ultimate guide is Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. So let's start with a quick overview of what Vegeta can do. So Vegeta is a transforming character that has high combo potential and can do a lot of damage, thanks to his ability to draw cards on entry upon using cards, and also upon filling up and using the unique gauge, which can also be charged up to 3 different levels, which is a first in Legends, as no other character has had this kind of unique ability before. He also has Endurance as part of his starter ability, which lets him survive hits that could otherwise KO him, or it could also let him tank a Rising Rush or some other big attack if you need it, as well as Blast Armor on strike cards, as well as a cover change against Blast Arts. Next, onto the equips. Considering that Vegeta is a range type, that means you want to prioritize his blast damage as much as possible, as well as try to give him a little bit of HP, defense, whatever you can on top of that as well. So going by rarity for what equipments to put on Vegeta, you would want to bring the ranged equipment that you can get from the Legends ranking shop, which gives up to 45% base blast attack as well as 30% base blast defense. It'll give him a good amount of extra firepower as well as some defense. You can also use on him the Let's Go or the second Universe Survival Saga unique equipment, which should give a decent amount of defense as well as a good amount of blast attack, 35%, and some health restoration to help restore his health more from the combos that he does and from all his healing abilities, as he does have quite a number of ways to restore some health. And then lastly, some co-op unique equipment in the form of the Time Machine unique equipment for Vegeta Clan and the Kaba unique equipment for Universe Survival Saga. These co-op equipments generally give a nice little stat boost in the first slot, either health or defense or offense, something like that, or special move damage. And then in slot 2 and 3, generally you would get some pure defense or pure offense, and then some base defense and base offense along with that. So again, just these two equipments would give Vegeta some pure stats for either a Universe Rep team or a Vegeta Clan team. And now some Gold Awaken equipment as follows. These either give some pure stats, high amount of base stats, some base health, special move damage, some combination of those, and are generally good for this Vegeta. And lastly, for normal gold equipment, you want to use the new PvP equipment, the Kale Caulifla one, which gives some good amount of special move damage, base health, health restoration, and then strike and blast attack, pure blast and strike attack for Universe Rep. So those are the best equips. However, you can also use any number of equips that might help you if you are a new player, but I just don't recommend you go anything lower than a silver or anything lower than just a normal gold equipment. And also some general rule of thumbs is that you want to look out for base health, special move damage, and then pure strike or blast attack depending on the character, and possibly you want to look for high defense if it's a defense character, in which case that also works. But for this Vegeta, you want to mainly look out for pure blast attack, since he is a high damage, high combo character. So now that we've gotten a good overview of what Vegeta can do, as well as some equips to get him set up, let's talk about some strategies and how to actually use Vegeta effectively. So the biggest thing you want to keep in mind is that Vegeta is purely meant for damage and comboing alone. Vegeta just cannot take a hit. Vegeta might be able to survive a few hits here and there, but generally he can deal damage, but he's also quite squishy himself. So in that sense, he's a bit of a glass cannon. But of course, what he lacks in defense, he makes up for in healing and just generally not being able to be stopped once he is in a combo. However, he requires a bit of setup since he has no way of nullifying key reduction or card destruction until he transforms, or gets the unique gauge up to a higher level. What you mainly want to be doing is start a combo or catch your opponent with another character and then switch to Vegeta once you can start the offense. From there, you can start building up Vegeta until eventually he snowballs and starts doing major damage to the enemy and to the entire team, basically. You could also try just catching your opponent and starting a combo off with Vegeta himself. However, I don't really recommend that as he is quite at risk of getting caught and sniped. But if in case you do end up getting hit a lot and losing a lot of HP, Vegeta can heal back most of the damage that he receives. And of course, he has endurance, so don't be afraid to put him out against a Rising Rush, unless the opponent has some sort of endurance nullification ability. And one other thing to keep in mind about his endurance is he doesn't cancel buff effects when an opponent uses a blue or ultimate card, which means that attacks that nullify endurance will usually kill him, unless there's someone else on the team, such as Blue 17 or anyone else that can nullify buff effects from standby. So unless you have a character like that, he will die to endurance nullifying blue cards or other attacks. The strongest tool in his arsenal that he has is probably going to be the green card, which he can use to get cover nullification as well as draw some cards and also get card destruction nullification to let him combo even longer, and also increases his unique gauge charge rate, which means you get to fill the gauge up faster when you do a green card and start a combo with that. And also, just for the transformation, you don't have to worry about actually filling up the unique gauge or anything before transforming. There's no like condition on his transformation that requires you to get a level on the unique gauge to get a better buff when you transform or anything. So you can really choose to transform him at any time if you need to. Just keep in mind that when you do transform, you get your entire hand back, basically, as well as heal for 50% HP, get half your ki back, and then cancel attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, all that. So really don't feel too bad about transforming, even if the gauge is at level 1 or level 2. Just transform whenever you need to in order to either keep pressure by continuing the combo or to heal back or anything like that. Some skills that you could use in order to use Vegeta better, or more effectively rather, is to use Charge Step as well as combo dropping. Charge stepping for being able to fill up the gauge faster without losing the combo or anything, and drop combo in order to catch opponents in between your short periods of special cover change nullification. And it also will reset the combo compensation, which means that you do maximum damage after you've already been comboing the opponent enough, pressuring them even more to switch out, which Vegeta does get buffs when the enemy switches. So it's a strategy that you might want to keep in mind. However, just don't drop combo too much, as your opponent can catch on and end up punishing you for it. But anyway, that's just Vegeta on an individual level. Now let's look over to what teams you could run him on. So starting with Vegeta Clan, you have a number of options actually. But primarily, you want to run Evolution Blue Vegeta with Majin Vegeta. You could also run him with the tag Gohan and Trunks with the succession mechanic. The 1% Super Trunks is also not bad, as he has some good ability to tank some hits as he's a defense type and has some good disrupt. There's also Sword of Hope Trunks, who still can be quite decent with the unique equipment and Zenkai, but mainly you'll be running Evolution Blue with Majin Vegeta and then one other good Vegeta Clan character that you might have. If you want to use him on a God Key team, your best bet is going to be running him alongside the Ultra Instinct Goku, as well as God Goku or Revival Goku, Revival UI Sign I mean, Vegito Blue from this recent Legends Fest, whichever you prefer. And of course, last but not least, Universe Rep. This will likely be the main team that you'll be using him on, as he synergizes quite well with the Universe Reps team. Some good characters to run alongside him in a Universe Reps team is the new Kaba, Kalen Caulifla, UI Goku once again, Blue Android 17, Goku and Frieza, and Revival UI Goku. Whichever of those options is best and most available to you. You can also run on Saiyans, but I don't really recommend it as he gets a lot more value from the other three teams that I just mentioned. But if Saiyans is all you have, then Saiyans is not a bad team to run him on either. As for his leader slot potential, he's not really going to be a character that you leader slot on other teams that much. The teams that he has already have a good spot for him, and he's not really going to individually carry your team enough to justify putting him on a different team from the ones that he's actually on. And now, time to rank his abilities and conclude with his overall rank. So in terms of offense, I'll of course be giving him a Z+ rank. While it may take a little bit of time to snowball with Vegeta, once he's ramped up, he does a lot of damage and can also combo you for a very long time, which is why his offense is getting this rank. He's very straightforward to use as well, so that makes his offensive abilities quite strong. For his defenses, I can only really give him an S in defense at best. As much damage guard as he has and as much defense as he has, he really struggles to take a hit without any major disrupt abilities besides the first time that he gets hit when he enters the battlefield. So he's pretty much a sitting duck against any combo that an enemy gets on you, other than if you have type advantage over them. But of course, they're probably immediately going to switch to either type neutral or a character that has type advantage. Although he can survive against a Rising Rush, which is why at least he gets an S rank. And I don't really recommend that you use any defense equipments on him anyways, because you really want to prioritize the damage. I don't think defense will do you much good on this Vegeta. As for teams, I'll give him a solid Z. Of course, his teams, some of them are kind of barely viable, but Universe Rep is right now in a very good spot as well. I mean, most of the new characters are Universe Reps, so it would make sense that one of the newer teams is also one of the better teams. In terms of aesthetics, I'm gonna have to give Vegeta an S on this one. As much as I like this scene and like this moment and all that, I feel like they kind of underrepresented it a little bit. They didn't really do anything much more than what they already did with previous Vegeta units. I mean, the LF is really just a little bit better than the original Evolution Blue Vegeta, so I can't really give it any higher than an S. They're not bad animations, they just don't really bring anything new to the table. In terms of usability, I'll give Vegeta a Z+. He is a very simple character to use, has very easy to understand abilities. You don't need like a complete Harvard degree in order to use this character at all. Just get a combo started and then combo the opponent into oblivion. Pretty simple. So all this for an overall rank of Z. While Vegeta is quite good at what he does, his weaknesses really do hold him back, as he is kind of a selfish unit, which I guess makes sense thematically and just like everything about the character itself, but it doesn't really help him in this case. If you can always start a combo against your opponent, then he'll probably feel a lot better. However, if you can never get a combo started with this guy and build him up, he might be one of the worst characters that you'll use. So he's very one-dimensional in that way. I think over time, as his teams grow a little bit more besides Universe Reps, he could get some greater value later down the line. However, right now, he's mainly just, again, damage, combo, and that's basically it. His unique gauge does give him kind of an interesting new mechanic to play with, but other than that, he doesn't really have anything else besides that. So that's going to do it for the ultimate guide to Vegeta. However, I also want to hear what you guys have to say about Vegeta in the comments, and also please give me some feedback or anything I could have missed, or any ways to improve this new series. What other aspects should I talk about in terms of the unit, or perhaps things I may have gotten wrong. Again, I'm trying a new approach to this, so any feedback is appreciated so I can make this series a lot better and to help you guys out more as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, gang.